one. We're in.
Welcome, everybody, to our Mastermind Accountability Group. We are entrepreneurs engaged in making sure that we are moving forward. We are breaking any plateaus we have, and we're showing our accountability to each other. We have projects every week that we assign ourselves to do, and then the following week we show our results. We are action takers, result makers. So all action, all results. AAAR.
Arr!
Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we always do is introduce ourselves, and we do our elevator speech describing very quickly what we do. So I am Rudy Martinez. I own Rudy's Health and Fitness in Signal Hill, California, and I help people to lose weight, get stronger, and eliminate their joint pain and health issues, and manage their health issues. I don't know if I can eliminate all health issues, so I manage health issues. So I think that gets across a little simpler, compared to what I've been saying in the past. So, all right, Johnny Costa.
Johnny Costa here. I am a champion for the small guy. I do two things really well. One is I'm an investment manager, and I bring advanced investing strategies to the small guy. And then also on the life insurance side, I change people's life insurance to make it better for them, either lower cost, longer duration, higher death benefit, and that's what I do. That's what I live for.
Fantastic. Graham.
Yeah, I'm Graham. I'm the director of Native Speakers Academy. We're a private school that promotes lifelong holistic learning techniques. Essentially, we do two things. We teach the English language and we offer life coaching. That's it.
Excellent.
Okay. And Jackie.
I'm Jackie Chiatti with ProBizTechnology.com. I help employers not only reduce expense, but reduce employee frustration by showing their employees how to properly use the software they have to use every day. So we provide Access, Excel, and project training. And some of our clients include Coca-Cola, Georgia State University, Emory University, Novellus, to name a few. Our students report saving about 100 hours a year based on what they learn in our classes.
Fantastic.
So-
I like that example of the benefit, which is really good, Jackie.
Okay.
All right. Well, since Jackie this is the first time we've been able to see you, why don't you go ahead? We're going to go right into the meat of our meetings, and that's to talk about update us on what you've been doing the last week. Hopefully, you can screen share some examples to show us, and
Okay.
then we'll comment after that.
Okay, so I do not have any screen share examples because what I've been involved with this past week is onboarding a new instructor. One of my clients wants us to also provide leadership and new supervisor training, and since that's something that I personally don't do, I've had to bring somebody else on board to do it. So I've been involved in screening people. I finally think I have a person, and now I'm just kind of bringing her on board and training her, doing the little dry run, making sure, because I want to see her training in action and so forth and so on. So that has basically absorbed a lot of my time. I was able to get a blog post published, and I think I did get a LinkedIn post published too since I talked to you guys last. And that's essentially it. That's what I've been involved in for the past week, and that's probably what's going to keep me busy for the next week. But in the meantime, there's something I want to do, and I'm going to post it in the Trello so you guys can hopefully keep me accountable. I want to start holding quarterly strategic alliance meetings. And what these are is just meetings with people that can come in and help me generate more business. You can call them business development people, affiliates, whatever you want to call them. Where they come in and I kind of introduce the company, our core values, do the PowerPoint presentation. This is who we work with, et cetera, et cetera. And so that way, I can have more people out there kind of, building awareness of the company and what it is that we do. So I need to kind of think this through, set it up, blah, blah, blah. So that's one of the things I'm going to put on the Trello board to be accountable for kind of organizing and setting that up. And that's it. So any ideas you have about the meeting particularly, or any questions you have, I'm open.
All right. Well, let's get back to what you've been doing first, because we talk about what we've been doing, then we'll talk about what we're projected to do the next week. I know you don't have any screen shares, and that's fine. Why don't you, again, because you explained this to us last time, but why don't you take us through the process of how you found your person that you're training? Like I think you said you posted job description.
Yes. So the ways I look is on LinkedIn. I have a recurring. Anybody else use Buffer? So every few days or every couple of weeks, an announcement goes out to my LinkedIn saying I'm looking for instructors. This particular lady, the one that I'm going with, actually came through me posting blog posts on LinkedIn. She's somebody I met at an association meeting, and she reached out to me and said, I see you're posting, not only posting that you're looking for people to train, but you're posting blog posts, and I just want to let you know I'm available. So that's where she came from. So I'm posting job descriptions on LinkedIn. I'm reaching out to my network. I'm reaching out to companies that hire me to train for them. I'm reaching out and saying, who do you know who's also a good Excel trainer or a good leadership trainer and things like that. So those are pretty much the three things that I'm doing.
Interesting. LinkedIn. I would think people that are following LinkedIn are more serious about business, their business career and development, rather than just looking on random job sites. So I think that was a really good idea.
Thank you.
What were the requirements? Because I had this discussion with Graham on Tuesday. What requirements were you looking for as far as skill and communication with your person?
Okay, so what I was looking for from this person is, one of the ways I sell myself and kind of compete with the big guys is that our trainers are subject matter experts. Because, a lot of people, you can pick up a manual or whatever and sit there, and do the training, but I sell that our trainers are subject matter experts. So I want somebody who's a subject matter expert. I want someone who's also has the heart of an educator. The way I feel is, if somebody doesn't know anything, even if it's the most basic stuff, that's why I have a job. So I never kind of look down on someone and say, oh, why don't you know that? That's so simple, that type of thing. So I want somebody who also, they have the expertise, but they're able to relate to people. And then there was something else that was kind of, well, obviously I want them to be loyal, because I'm not trying to attract people who are trying to take my customers, just keeping it real. And, and just someone who's flexible, because a lot of times you go into these companies, things may change. Don't get upset if, small things change. Work with the customer. So people who are subject matter expert, with the heart of an educator who is customer focused. And that's what I'm looking for.
What about experience-wise? Do you looking for people that are new or established, or what?
I'm looking for experienced trainers with at least 5 years of training experience. And a lot of people I have way more than that. Like this lady, I think she has, maybe 20 years or something like that. So yes, I'm looking for people who are experienced as opposed to new.
Is that a position that's kind of transitory? Like, why did they leave their last job? Is it a type of job where you kind of go from job to job, or?
Well, these people usually have other clients as well, because it's not enough volume, even from the big guys, to keep a trainer occupied all the time. So this is kind of like a subcontract situation where I may call them, I have a 2-day gig, and they'll come and, do the gig for me. That's how that usually works. So it's not like a traditional employee.
Okay. What were like the unique qualities that made this person you chose stand out?
Number one, she was responsive. I was referred to other people who were actually more highly recommended, but it was tough getting them to return emails and phone calls and things like that. And she was very responsive. And then when we met, she has the maturity to handle, doing leadership training. She has the presence. And she was just willing to work with me. Like, there are things she was willing to do that were outside the scope of her, of being a trainer. Yeah. So
Okay. Yeah, because I had a conversation with Graham, and I had listened to this from the from Darren Hardy's
mhm.
roller coaster entrepreneur book. He said he was the worst person to hire people for himself because if somebody really had a passion for the the uh, the business that he was building at the time,
Mhm.
he would be blind to their actual skill set. Like
Mm.
he chose their passions over their skill set. So do you see a difference there? Like, I mean, it sounds like you really went for that skill set.
I have to because I'm a micro. I mean, I'm not even a small business. I'm a micro business, and I have every time I go out there, we have to we have to give 120%. There's no room for error. So I definitely have to find the skill set because these people are bringing us in because they want their employees at the end of the day to be able to do something better. They have like what's the thing? Metrics assigned to this stuff. So it's not somebody to go in there and be a rah-rah cheerleader. They actually have to, at the end of the day, have some results. So I definitely look for the skill set. And I test for the skill set. That's why we're having a dry run, because I want to see her training so I can, yeah, definitely.
Interesting. I've heard of this myself. I haven't really thought about it lately, but you kind of brought this back up because I'm looking for a more longer term assistant, but
Mhm.
I've been told, you said some of your trainers have other clients. I know there's other trainers that teach specific fitness classes in regards to my industry. People that teach specific styles of classes, whether it's Zumba or whatever, that do go from gym to gym and
Mhm.
only teach like one class, maybe 3 times a week. I haven't really looked into that lately, so I'm glad you brought up the way you did that because I may want to look into just getting somebody to bring in something new as variety now and again.
And
So
that's true. And Zumba's hot.
yeah. All right. Any questions from Johnny or Graham for Jackie?
I'm just wishing I had her drive because
Yeah.
it sounds like she's on the right road with her foot down, going in the right direction.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think
I'm sorry. Go ahead,
uh,
guys.
I think two things that I think we all are probably going to struggle with because I think established corporations struggle with this as well is uh, finding good employees
Mhm.
and letting go of our vision and just giving them a task to do. Like they can't teach our vision, but they can do a very good job at completing a task we want them to do. And we really have to make sure we keep our perspective on our vision for our business versus the tasks that we give employees, because I think they're very separate. So we just keeping track of that. Johnny,
Yeah, I have a couple of questions actually. I know usually we don't have questions in this uh, at this time, but since I really have nothing to share, Jackie can take my time. I have 3 questions for you. One is, so you help companies with their employees with Microsoft Office basically, and then uh, uh, and I guess my question is, their problem is they have a large staff. What size of the staff, and like their is it something they need to do specifically in Office, or is it just in general knowledge of Office?
It can be both. Sometimes it may be that, they say we need, an intermediate Excel class. Or sometimes they may say, we need help with something specific like pivot tables. So, we're very flexible. We can customize classes like this. So if they say, we don't need the entire advanced class, we just need pivot tables, then we just come and teach them pivot tables.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Very good. And then I guess number 2, an easy question. You keep talking about your competitors. Who are the big guys?
They're now called Javelin, I think, but they used to be called New Horizons. Mm-hmm. And then there is somebody called ONLC. I forget what that stands for, but those are two of the bigger guys.
Got it. And then, so your clients are people that their employees need better skill sets.
Mm-hmm.
How do they raise their hand? Like how do you know they have a problem with them?
That is kind of internal. It can be anything. It can be a particular person, kind of, somebody in the organization just saying, look, we need help. And just going to a manager and saying, we need training, and initiating that way. It can come from human resources, from, their annual review. So it can come from any number of areas like that.
Got it. One thing I was just thinking of when you were talking, and I don't have, I mean, your business model and what you've created is so tight. I mean, I really can't add anything to that. But I will eventually.
Yes, please add.
No, I will. Right now you're kind of over my level. But I will say, I'm wondering on a marketing standpoint, if say you go in with Coca-Cola, that this type of company has this type of problem. I wonder if you can find the exact same. I know there's only one Coca-Cola, but I wonder if you can find the exact same company and say, hey, I have a feeling you might have this problem because so-and-so had the problem, or, and yada, yada.
Okay, that's a great idea. I'm always trying to look for patterns, and I'm sure you guys are as well. I'm always, because it cuts down, I'm writing this down. It cuts down on the sales, price cycle if you can find patterns and go after people with those same patterns. So that's a really good idea.
Okay.
That's a really good idea. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All
I've
right.
taken up a lot of time.
That was
gentlemen.
fantastic. So good to have you on web now. It's the expression. I think it adds so much to the presentation. So, all right. Well, let's go ahead and move on to Johnny. You said you didn't have much to share this week. What's
I
going on?
really don't. I'm just focusing on investment research, and I'm actually out of town visiting clients, and then I'm helping a friend on his ranch, and I'm leaving tonight. So, but what I have been doing basically is, that there's an obligation that I have to my existing investing clients, is basically to find new investments for them and making sure that their existing investments, are still, the story is still right, as it's called. But this week I've been able to do is actually, so I basically what I do is I start with the universe of all the stocks available. Then I whittle it down. Then I have a checklist that I go through, and then I see if the company has these qualities, and if they don't, I dispose of them. So right now I'm actually at a point where I've selected about 8 different companies, and then so now they've qualified. Now I've been listening to their conference calls and then seeing if this is something I can understand, that I can basically something I can understand. So I've been able to listen to all these conference calls, or their earnings calls is what they're called. And then from there, I figure out, which I've already knocked out a couple. So now next step is just to read their annual reports, do research online on the news, and then from there decide if I want to invest in them. So that's basically, and that takes up a lot of time. It's not, it's not something. It's not something that I can just say, okay, I can allot for 4 hours. I try to disqualify them pretty quickly. But if it's something that I really like, it's like, it really can go on. And so it's just very important that I don't want to overthink it, but at the same time, I want to put a lot of thought in these companies. So that's basically where I'm at. And then the next step obviously is looking at their annual reports, doing research on it, and then seeing if those are good investments. And that's it.
Okay. As far as your website, have you taken?
I haven't had time to do anything else. I'm literally day and night. So I haven't done a thing on anything except for
Well,
investment study.
we would have to go back in the archive, but what were you supposed to do this week?
I was supposed to. I said I wasn't going to do much. I said I was going to do investment study, and I don't know. I think I may have said something else, but investment study was what I was committed to.
Okay. So when are you going to be back on task for this, for your website and moving ahead with the door hangers and all that?
Tomorrow.
Okay. What are you doing at the ranch? Are you herding cattle?
No, I'm actually I'm doing farming. I'm doing farming. I'm doing tractor work. Because it's kind of like the change in the harvest. So and I have clients up in the area, and they have like a little apartment on their it's a huge corporation, kind of a ranch. So yeah, so it gives me time to actually to listen to these conference calls, which I don't always have time to.
Pretty cool. After you're done with all this, well, we'll talk about your next task after we get to Graham and my projects. All right, Graham, go ahead. What did you get done this week?
A lot of things. A lot of little things. Let's see. Got a little list here. The first thing says organizing a folder of useful, helpful reminder material that I've collected and posted on the BU Facebook page, basically. So I put together a folder of information that's just the organization of data and information to help keep myself motivated and collect ideas and sort of filter through my thoughts, things that I can check every now and then to make sure that I'm on track. Put the letter out to the students explaining the future plans to change courses permanently from the end of this year, and things will change for new students coming into the school next month. That went out. I've updated the school website with new payment information. Worked with my assistant on a few tasks. She's collecting data from data for me from the Fiverr website. I've set her tasks to go to the website and compare and contrast different services offered by different people on Fiverr and come back to me with who she thinks is the best for certain services. So I don't have to go and do that myself. And then when she comes back to me with something which is good, I look at going in that direction. Also got some feedback from my assistant about the fact that she said I didn't give her enough work. She wants more, and that and that I'm a really bad communicator, apparently. So lots of things to work on there. And I think I know that anyway. Summer school promotion. Had a meeting last week about preparing things for summer schools. The promotional material is up and out with that. I made an attempt to answer Johnny's module vision statement, which turned out to be far more complicated than I wanted it to be, but never mind. What we do as a group is make the impossible possible.
There you go.
Yes, after first making the possible impossible, of course. And then I've made various sets of notes on podcasts and mantras and other things that I've been collecting as data for myself. And to be really honest, I can't quite remember what I was supposed to do. There we go.
I have a list for you.
Oh, that's why I love Johnny.
So you're gonna refine your school newspaper.
This, yeah, absolutely didn't get done for the simple reason that There we go.
That's
Ah,
fine.
ah.
Okay, got done. So is that something you still want to?
Yeah,
You wanna?
the school newsletter is far too complex. I want to really simplify it, simplify it down to one simple message so that it goes directly out to students every week, and there's one simple thing they can pick up from opening it rather than 100 million things they're not going to look at. I want to give them one short, simple, sweet piece of information, message, motivation each week to point them in the right direction. Less is more in this case. So yes, that's on my Trello to-do list by the end of the month. I think that's probably the last thing on that's going to get done this month.
You think it might help to do an outline of it first? Maybe chunk it down.
As usual, the problem is I have an outline in my head. I know exactly how I want it to look. I just have to sit down and do it, which is isn't that what we all have to do? So it was procrastination and nonsense that kept me from it. That's it.
All right. Three more things. You want to discuss you're overproducing too much content. You want to focus.
Yeah, and that's part of what I think the newsletter thing is. It's like there's too much content on the newsletter. I started off with very little content. I overproduced. Now there's too much content. I need to simplify it down, and giving people one good solid piece of information is enough, really. And
Yeah, I think so.
And so I definitely need to do that. In terms of, I've had lots of little goals this month, and I'm changing that focus for next month. This month was all the little things, all the little marketing pieces, all the little tweaks here and there that I wanted to do, get them all done, get them all out of the way. So next month is going to be I'm not even going to focus on any of the tiny little things next month. I'm going to give myself a big project to work at over a longer period of time and grind it out. So this is sorry.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was just saying, and that leads me to my last thing, is that you said you were going to set to focus on one big thing and set a 1 month project.
Yeah, so that ties into the 1 month project, which is what I want to do next month. I don't know if I should say something now or shut up and speak later about that. I don't know.
Yeah, we're going to go into our future projects after we all review.
Okay.
So
I think.
Did you mail out that letter? I'm sorry, I might have missed that.
I didn't.
Showed it?
Yeah, I'm not mailing it out in the sense of putting it in the mail. It's all in envelopes, and as the students come into the school, they get given a copy of it, and it's explained to them what's in it, basically.
What's the response been?
I haven't had any response from anybody. I've given the information out, and absolutely zero information has come back to me.
What were you expecting? What were you expecting or hoping for?
I was expecting nothing and hoping for whatever.
Okay.
So it's right on target. There we go.
And
No,
as far as your pricing tables, what feedback have you gotten on your pricing tables?
Those who are sensible and in the know agree with them. Those who live on other planets are confused, the usual. I'm not going to worry about trying to persuade people to do something that they don't think is for them. I'm gonna go with the flow, and hopefully clients that will drop off slowly will be replaced with more permanent and serious people who are interested in working together with the school. So,
Okay. All right. So there we go with Graham. I am very excited. I, uh, I again, like I was sharing this with Graham the other day, I did a bunch of research just like last week. I was supposed to put together a full sales funnel to capture leads, uh, and I was piecing it together like marketing 101, the autoresponder, the landing page, all that stuff. Um, and I just started to check a few things on Facebook as far as tools to use, and I came across it's called 22social.com. It's actually 22s.com, and it's a gateway software for Facebook. So let me go ahead and screen share that. That's what I've been working on.
something's coming
Is it
up.
up?
Okay, yep, we got it.
Okay. So here's my Facebook business page, and what 22 Social does is this is their dashboard, so you won't see this part. This is the first page that people see when when I do any advertising or any referrals in any way. They go to my Facebook business page, and this is what they'll see. They'll see the receive your free 1 week free membership. Join my Facebook page now. So this is a video. So this is a template that I can change, and this video is just one I put up just for an example. I have to put some audio into it because there's no sound, but that will automatically start as soon as they go to my page. They get this this banner and then this video, and it's just again, it's just like a landing page, and then the content down below, and this was all templated. It just said insert a testimonial here, and that's what I did. Insert description here, insert bullet points here. So everything was just a basic template. I just filled it out, and then it said to go ahead, and I could change what's on the button. At first I had free pass, but I'm going to do that a little later on. I was able to put the phone number down here as well. So let me try and go through it so you can see. If they click on this, I've been trying to test the buttons and see exactly where they go. So what it does is, once they push the button, they're obviously on Facebook. But what it does is, and I'm not sure how scrupulous this is, but it's basically capturing their Facebook information. So everybody has a email on their Facebook. That's how we get notices for Facebook. So they're basically giving me permission to take their email. So not only will I get their Facebook ID, I will get their email as well. So I don't get it yet. They have to confirm it. So they are consciously making a choice to give me their email. So it goes to that, and they'll just confirm it. And then what happens after that, I believe, takes them to the landing page. So the other one was basically the squeeze page. So they'll see this, and it says, "Thank you. Please contact me for your 1 week free membership." Again, my number. This I just have a photo. I can put a video there if I want. You can basically, you have buttons, and I'll show you. You can put media. You can change the headlines. Basically, it's a template that's very, very flexible. So again, to download your pass, I'll show you the rest of the page first before I do that. So again, you can have different things on the Facebook page. I have an about me, and again I have another video I put up that just again shows highlights. And I don't know if you can see that. So I can put whatever I want as far as subjects on there. They're not going to my wall yet. I can control what it is that they're seeing. If they want to learn more, I put this link to my actual website, so they can go to the .com, and there again is my survey funnel that I start out with. So I'm gonna still build this part out, but I haven't really done anything with it lately. I was working on this, so they can go to the actual website. But if they want their pass, again, they have to confirm. So, and then basically it's it's a coupon. They could print this out and present it to me. But I just gave a call back and just.
Is there somebody in a car somewhere? I'm getting a lot of background noise here. Sorry.
No, the window I'm near faces the street. I can't hear any car noise, but that may be what you're pulling up. That's the only thing I can think of. And I have on earphones. It should cancel that out, but
Okay.
yeah,
Okay, so this could be a printable coupon. I can make it look more like a coupon, but I'm really doing just a call to action to text me, which I like the most. Is for people to text. And so that's, I get their lead, they get their pass, they contact me, and the great thing about this is, and because I've only been working with myself here, I capture their information. This social relationship manager I have up in the dashboard, I can go to that whenever I want, and it will show me all and I have their information now. So it's only been me, so I can just click on it, and boom, I got all their Facebook. So I have their email, I have birthday, whatever it is, whatever information they put on their Facebook, and I can view their profile. It gives me access to basically everything. So it really captures a really nice database of information from each person. So it's basically the entire sales funnel. It goes from beginning to end. All I have to do is do an advertisement or a referral, and it will do the squeeze page. It will take them to the landing page. I can put anything I want on the landing page, and then once they're in, then they just go to my regular. Once they go back, they'll go just back to my regular wall as far as my posts. So this is basically for new clients. Now, the one thing that I like about this as well is I'm going to show you there's different things that you can actually add. Aside from that, you can do, I have the giveaway. That's what I'm giving away, my 1 week free membership. Now you can do a sweepstakes, and you can offer that to any of the existing clients or new clients. Basically, they input their information, and when they put in their information, one thing I want to do, I was going over some of the examples on the 22 Social website. There's a smart water bottle, which is very interesting. It's battery operated. It has an app, so it will remind you to drink water, and it will monitor how much water you have drank that day from the water bottle. So it's kind of clever. It's a $55 item, but that's what most of other gyms do. They set a budget of $50 to $100 for a client of the month prize, or who gives the most referrals in a month. So it's right in line. So what I want to do is get some of those water bottles and say, okay, we're going to have a sweepstakes. Whoever refers the most people will win. Or I can do it as a sweepstakes to new people. I could just say, win 1 month free at Rudy's Health and Fitness, enter to win. Second prize is the water bottle. I can still make that, or a t-shirt. So again, I'm going to be able to capture leads from these sweepstakes, either or advertising to And then again, there's I can do Google Hangouts. They have a whole template for that, and they have a one with a countdown timer, the whole deal. Or again, I can add more information to that. So I can do like a weekly hangout, and it's automatically set up to Facebook already. Podcast. Now, Graham was talking about all the content that he has. Not everything needs to go on your newsletter. You could take some of the content, do a 10-minute podcast, and then basically you're loading them through. It's one of the podcasts. I think it's Stitcher. They use Stitcher, but then again, it automatically goes onto your Facebook page as well. So you could do one of those subjects instead of the newsletter. You can do a 10-minute podcast about it. This is the most valuable one that I'm hopefully going to see down the line. There's a paid. You can use PayPal to gain access to digital courses. You can give them away if you want, but I can have a tab. If they bought the course, they will have access to it, and it's basically just like a digital course where I could, like I said, I wanted to train trainers on proper bedside manner for clients. I can have a whole tab that's just for trainers to come, and they can buy access to it, and then they have that as a database. So this is going to be very valuable down the line. Not only that, but I can go ahead and put, okay, so, orientation to Rudy's. Okay, well, this is the gym, a tour of the gym. These are the boot camps. This is what you might expect in the boot camp. If you're advanced, these are the type of Olympic lifting we're doing and how we're scaling it. If you have injuries, this is the massage area. This is the type of work I'll do. Here's the type of exercise. So I can basically put a whole tour of the gym there without anybody ever leaving Facebook. That's the thing that I like the most. So staying on Facebook, I think, adds a lot of credibility. So, and again, I can do it paid as well. So I'm looking forward to that. And then they also have a custom one where you can basically all those things that you saw, you can kind of mix and match what you want. So the whole thing, the basic plan, I think it's a 14-day free trial, and I'm on that right now. And then that goes to $29.99 a month, but that doesn't include the. Let me go back to screen share here. Let me know when I'm back. Am I coming back?
Yep.
Okay, it's $29.99 for the basic, and that doesn't include the ability to use PayPal. It's $80 a month to get the entire thing. And basically, I was telling Johnny, I'm in one other or two other Facebook groups. One of them's Freedom U, which is geared towards trainers, but it's become more entrepreneurial in general. There's a woman on there who basically moved her entire online memberships website to Facebook, and she uses, I don't know if she's using this, but she uses Facebook now for everything, to send her clients to put all her content on. She has protected pages in some way, if not this, some other thing that she's using. So for right now, like I was saying, I want to specialize. I want to narrow down my focus. It's like I want to just try and capture. So at first I was saying I wanted to capture cold leads. Well, no, I have this huge referral source from all my clients. I want to capture, at least warm leads through Facebook, so that people can see all the social proof that I have here. Leave my Facebook business page, and they'll go through that sales funnel. And I'll capture that lead. And there's a lot of, like I just showed you, there's a lot of ways to promote the gym and deliver content. So it looks really good. Like I was just worried that once I got into it, it would have a lot of bugs or be kind of a hard learning curve. So far, so good. It's really good. So I'm really excited to move ahead with it. Which the next thing is to start advertising and drawing people to it. So. And then one of the things that it also has is it has the ability to, you can make a private Facebook group, just like we're members of, and it monitors who, and it could be a paid group, and it will automatically monitor if people are paying, and if they're not, then they don't get access to the group anymore. So I don't even have to touch it. I can make the group just like the one we have, where it's accessible to people that have joined and are paying their fee, and the software itself will just monitor who's allowed in and who's not. So I think that's a really powerful part of the tool as well. For $80 a month, I don't think you can beat that. Like with all the other things I was thinking of buying, as far as opt-in software and different things like that, this really streamlines the process, and I am more comfortable working with Facebook than just anything else. I think I'd say 90% of my clients are on Facebook. I'd say about 80 to 85% are daily active users of Facebook. So, I think it's a slam dunk for me to continue to work on that. So I'm excited about that. Open for any comments, questions.
Yeah, no, that's I'll start. I'm hearing an echo. You guys hear that?
You're echoing,
All right, I'm not gonna talk then.
but it's coming through your computer.
I'm not hearing an echo.
I know. You're not?
No.
Okay. Just two things. One, no, I commend you. That's an amazing amount of work you did. That looks awesome what you're doing. Second thing, I don't know if this is
There's an echo coming back
Okay, I'll stop.
from somewhere.
Question.
Probably me.
I'm not hearing the echo, so I'm curious what Johnny had to ask.
Yeah, it's
Go
affecting.
ahead, Johnny. Just ask me the one question.
Okay, the one question was I don't know how valuable this is, but I know people in like my Don't Break the Chain, they're doing workouts online. I know there's litigation. I don't know if it'd be valuable for you to maybe post workouts online for free, kind of like give it, like ET says, give yourself away, that people can do just to promote your thing, like a 3-minute ab workout, 3-minute whatever.
Well, that's the power of this thing, because I could do a live class through Google Hangouts through Facebook, so people can log on see the class, and again, they're on my business page, so I basically captured them as a lead.
All right.
And
Good.
then I can offer things after that. So this thing's really versatile. I'm really impressed with what it offers.
Cool.
Graham, Jackie?
I don't have much to add. It seems like a really good way to explore the marketing of your business, and if you're really comfortable using Facebook, I think there are a lot of future possibilities. I've noticed Facebook seems to have upped its game in the last couple of months, offering different features and trying to keep ahead of other things happening in the market. Maybe it might be worth checking out professional Facebook page designs for your home Facebook page. That was something I was looking at for my Facebook page in the last week. There are really top quality, amazing designs that you can get, I think, for your Facebook page, or even the header at the top, which just gives you an edge, gives you an advantage when people go to the page and they go, wow, that looks great. It's just something in the back of my mind.
I feel like I'm an affiliate for this thing, but it does have templates design templates. So I didn't show you that part of it. So it has different color schemes and formats. The one I showed you was just the plain. I could choose a different layout, different template, different color scheme.
Okay.
Have you
got the T-shirt yet?
No.
No, or the hat? No. No, no.
Not yet.
Okay, no, okay, okay. Just checking how far down the road you are.
I know. I got to do that. That has to be definitely on the list. So, yeah, I'm really happy with this thing. I'm really gonna run with it. So it doesn't seem like it's clunky at all. It's I tried to do this with a similar piece of software about 2 or 3 years ago, and it just wasn't ready yet. The interface with Facebook really didn't work. It was really clunky, and the company's still in business, but I don't think it's come as far as 22 Social has. So
Ah,
I'm gonna run with this one.
trust the process, I believe.
Yeah.
In that situation. Jackie, is there a way that you can move your camera a little bit? Because we just kind of got the top of your head there. Is there a way that you can move the camera just a little bit? I don't know. Oh, look, that's fantastic. Ah, super cool. We've got more of you, and the more the better. There we go.
By the way, I muted my, after you told me about the noise, I don't know if you noticed that the noise went away because I muted my microphone. So if it did, then it means that the noise is coming from me.
Yeah.
Super cool. Solved the problem. Fantastic, Ski. Okay.
All right, Jackie, did you have anything to add, or shall we move on?
I really like the template that you chose. To me, it looks very nice and professional. I really like the setup that they have. The only thing I would say is that I always say be careful about like that the lady that moved all her business to Facebook, because I've seen people get burned with that, where they're so everything is on Facebook, and then Facebook changes how it does something or other, and that really messes them up. So that was the only other, but I'm really impressed with the design. I thought looking at it, I thought it would be hard, but you're saying that it wasn't that difficult. It's impressive.
Yeah, it does all those things that I needed to do and more. So I'm really happy with it. So let's go ahead and go over what we're planning to do in the next week. So basically, for me, I'm just going to flesh out those pages a little more, get some more content on them, and actually start a advertising campaign. I'll do basically some organic posts, and I'll get the sweepstakes material that I need, and I will do a limited posting as far as advertising, just to see what kind of numbers I can get out of it. So it's all about actually advertising to that Facebook squeeze page now. So that's my real big goal for the week. Johnny, for you,
Yes. Here I am. I have a lot of small things, but these are all I'm committing to. One is to finish the door hanger and put the sample out to the group, and then order it, and then an outline of an email to investing clients. And then also too, I'm going to research an editor. I'm not a strong writer, so I need someone to be able to edit my emails. I'm going to complete my portfolio. I'm going to outline the videos and scripts that I'm going to use. That I'm going to tie to my my website, and and then I need to complete my video still for the group, the vision one, which I will get that done tomorrow. And then I want to outline the rest of that project and just get it out to you guys, so you guys can see what the end result is. And that's it. That's what I'm doing.
fantastic. Graham?
Plans. School newsletter, refresh it, tidy it up, simplify it, get it done. And move on to longer projects for next month. Two projects I have is a few years ago I self-published a book of poetry. This is not really connected to marketing the school and things, but anything that promotes me promotes my business. And so what I want to do is create an online version of it. I want to e-publish it. I want to get it on Amazon. And so, working together with my assistant, we're going to work on that project next month. And I think I tried to do this about a year or two ago, and it turned out to be far more complicated than I thought it was going to be. And I abandoned the project halfway through, going, "This is just getting ridiculous." And it's sometimes you get a feeling stuff's not going to happen. So that was it obviously wasn't the season for it. But I'm going to go back and do it right and get it done properly, hopefully. And I want this to be a test for other future things that I want to release online. That's part one, and part two is that I have a second book that I need to finish, and I need to do the final draft of that book, and I'm going to give myself a month to do the final draft of the book. So that's going to be my writing to prepare to publish next month, and that begins now, really. There we go.
New project. Okay, Jackie, what's in your plans for this next week?
Okay, well, of course, still working with onboarding the instructor. I also am still going to be working on my course on keyword research. That's my online course. And then the business strategy meeting that I was talking about earlier. What I want to have done by next week is just kind of outline the steps. How am I going to reach out to people, et cetera, et cetera. Just outline the process for that business development or strategic alliance meeting. So that's those three things.
Fantastic.
Rudy,
No, sorry. I just wanted to ask a quick question to Jackie. So you said keyword research. Is that right? Did I get that?
Yes.
yes.
Okay, so that's. Could you just give me a quick 30 seconds? What does that mean?
Oh, that means, it's kind of tied into search engine optimization.
Okay.
So this particular course just has to do with how do you find the keywords that people are typing into Google when they're looking for your services. So, coming up with a strategy first, like a focus, I'm focusing on supporting this type of business or looking for these types of keywords. And then, you go out there and you research them, then you have to kind of pare them down to a manageable list. So this course kind of leads you through the process, because once you have the keywords, you can not only use them for your website, but you can use them for your Facebook page. There was a friend of mine that I worked with. She refuses to get a website. Hold on, I'm going to mute this for a second.
Next to the airport, I believe.
This is terrible. So she refuses to get a website, and so we set up her Facebook page so that when people are Googling her services, they actually find her Facebook page. And so that kind of brings people into her business. So this course is going to be talking about how do you find the keywords, pare them down, and then what you can do with them once you found them.
Damn. Sounds awesome.
Every day I'm hustling, guys. Every day I'm hustling.
Right.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow. Hustle hard. Wow. Okay, that's super clear now in my head. Wow.
Okay, so we've covered everything I wanted to cover. So any extra questions or topics before we go to off topic? Whoever wants to be available for that.
I have a quick request if I can jump in. One of my students works in marketing for a big local shopping center and other organizations, and I was talking to him during the week, and he said that he would be interested in taking questions from the group if the group would like him to attend one of the meetings, maybe for part of the meeting, maybe for half an hour or something. He's quite experienced in marketing and digital marketing, and I thought if people wanted to pick his brain about his opinions, that might be an option or something to think about. And I told him that I would get back to him tomorrow to tell him if people are interested in that idea.
Yeah, I would say for sure, and I would recommend a separate hour, like one day next week.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
that's good.
Well, I think a separate hour definitely could work, but what I'm starting to see is I think we, even though we haven't finished our vision statements, I think doing this meeting after what, week 6 now, 5 or 6, I think we do have a much better vision of each of our businesses and what and the directions we need to go and the strengths and weaknesses we need to keep track of. So I think like Johnny's like, oh, I didn't really do much, but it's because he did so much the week before, and you've got other things you have to do this week. You're moving ahead. Graham, same thing. He got all his stuff posted. He's got the students picking things up. Jackie's just a machine. Like, I don't think you need to be pushed. I don't like you're just doing stuff. You know, we're just like a fan, just watching you do it. So yeah, I think we could do another dedicated hour some other time, but even having somebody on maybe once a month during this session, when things are a little low, you know, when we're in a little lull, because you know, like I think we have to come in and we have to say, these are the things I did, these are the things I said I do, these are the things I did. We don't have to spend the whole hour talking about it if we have a guest who's going to add value to the hour. So my suggestion would be to just have him come on next Thursday at 11:30, because this seems to work well, our time, mine and Johnny's time. To come on at this time because it seems like it works for the four of us, you know, rather than doing another time, unless he can't do, you know, a Thursday. So
Well, I spoke to him already, and he said next Thursday is possible. The Thursday after that is not possible. So it would be either. And as you said, what we could do is we could allocate maybe the first half an hour just to some questions that we could prepare to ask him what he would do in our situations and what he thinks. And I don't know how good it would be. It would be an experiment. It's just something that popped up as an
no, that's
opportunity.
what I wanted to do. I want to start bringing in one person a week if possible, to either help them or for them to help us one way or the other, you know, as far as their area of expertise or their area that they want to know. Because like I said, there were a few people that were interested in joining the group, but I just want to get things taken care of as far as our little situation there before we start advertising again. Anything else? No. All right. Well, I think everybody's doing great. Yeah.
Can I make a suggestion? Because there's so many other things going on. Can I say that maybe we won't do this next week, but let's leave this for, and I know we can't do it the week after. Can we leave this for maybe 3 weeks, right? And just we'll take care of our own things now, knowing that that's a real and possible option for the future. Just putting it out there.
Yeah, it'd probably be a good thing to wait just to see how things develop.
Yeah.
So.
I don't want to rush things and try to do too many things at the moment. But I just wanted to say it's an option that's on the table.
All right. Anything else to add, Jackie? You're good. Johnny's good. Graham's got something to add, but we'll do that in off topic. So for our group, which we may rename, we're signing out for 60 minutes of success. At least we can say that. We just achieved another 60 minutes of success. Congratulations to all of us. And we will reconvene next Thursday.
Celebrate your
same
victories.
time,
Celebrate your
same
victories.
place.
Celebrate your
All right.
victories. Yes.
So now we are out, and we are now in off top. Whoever wants to stay, I know some people may have to go. Jackie, you're busy, but if we,
No,
I'd
I'm
Yeah,
rather
hanging
unfortunately,
out
I gotta
today.
run.
Hanging
minutes.
out. Okay. That's
Yeah.
Okay.
So we all monitored what just happened in the last 24 hours as far as.
Johnny, are you staying or going? What's your situation?
I'm kind of staying a little bit.
Okay,
But yeah, I'm
okay,
staying.
so-
But
okay.
when I leave, I'm just gonna hang out. I won't interrupt anything.
Yeah. We got a little rap on our knuckles, I think, unneeded. And I haven't sent that response to Charles. And I know I think it was a knee-jerk reaction for him to respond that way. He may have to do that with a lot of people that he sees using the BU name for different things. But it really rubbed me the wrong way with the amount of time I put into the group uh, the videos, and then Fitness Thursdays. I'm answering people's questions about injuries, and I'm happy to do it all. And with Graham now archiving the podcast, for him to come out with that legal threat, I just think it was heavy handed, and even he apologized for it. So hopefully we can go move beyond it. And like I said, I posted on the chat what I'm going to respond to that.
Just,
Just so that we're all comfortable with where we're at.
just to put some facts out for anybody who finds this and doesn't understand. And I can't even remember when it was that I got. When did I get the mail? I think yesterday morning. I turned on my computer and realized that I'd got a mail saying that the videos that I had put up on my channel that contained the Breathe University logo should be removed. If they were not removed, then a complaint would be made to YouTube, which could mean that I would lose my channel and therefore all my videos and all my work on there, which is slightly strong because I have been trying very hard personally to help Breathe University and promote the things that they do and pass on their good message to other people. There we go.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping it gets sorted out, but I do have a hard stance on this. And I mean, in researching my stuff this week, as far as, oh yeah, it would be good to have a Facebook group, so I started looking at how people form these Facebook groups, and there's an etiquette to having a professional paid Facebook group, and it's just there's no organization as far as the BU Facebook group. I mean, Balaji basically volunteers to do a lot of stuff to keep discussions going, and that's it. So, I mean, I feel like I vented to Johnny yesterday a lot of stuff, I don't want to waste my time on the site, especially if I'm going to get, threatened if I do something that they don't like, when they've never posted any types of policies. So I want to be very, very firm with Charles. Like, you have to say what it is we can and cannot do. If you haven't written down the policies, I want you to write them down, because I don't want Graham wasting his time. I don't want any of us wasting our time if we start to produce stuff that we want to share, and you're going to say no, you can't do it because what?
Yeah, I just want to add in, like, what if I was wearing a Breathe University T-shirt, right?
Exactly.
Right now,
Mhm.
like, would they say, "Oh, you can't upload the video because you're using the logo on your T"? I mean, or if I was wearing the
That's what I'm saying.
hat,
It's like,
right?
I went to a
It's kind
major
of
university. I went to
crazy.
UCLA. It's like UCLA's all over the place. It's like UCLA doesn't own every like sports website that talks about UCLA sports. They don't. Yeah. There's trademark issues. I'm sure they have it. But if you're a student, I would think if you're doing it in the proper way, I think you should be lauded for promoting the name. And that's what I feel was a knee-jerk reaction. And I was like, but if that's their policy, that they're going to be hard on that, then yeah, I'm going to rethink how much I'm going to put into helping the group, because it's I just didn't like the tone of the whole thing. I'm still a little heated about it.
Well, sorry, somebody
I
else.
wonder if the reason is because is Arrington an attorney? Because I'm wondering if the reason is that whenever they send out those notices, it has to be sent the same way across the board.
That's what I'm wondering.
It looked quite personalized to me when I read through it
I think it
again.
looked a little personal. Yeah.
Okay. I just thought maybe they had to use the same verbiage, like we'll report you to YouTube and all of that, just so in case anybody came back, they can say, well, this is, we may add their name in there, but this is what we send to everybody.
Well, it's a case in point, I think, where they should say, I think at that point it's cease and desist. It's not erase your back catalogue or we'll scrub you off. it's would you please be so kind as to maybe not use the logo in the future because we feel sensitive about it. Okay, I'm done with that.
That's all they had to do. That's all they had to do. Like, okay, well, we'd rather not have you post the logo, just because that's just our policy. They don't even have to give a reason. They just say that's just our policy. That's fine. We'll take it off.
Yeah,
that's all they had to do. They didn't have to threaten you.
On the other side, I would like to say that I totally understand where they're coming from, and they have every right to protect their brand and to say what they said. They have every right to do that because they created it, and I think it belongs to them, and they have that power over that. And I've made a mistake. I think I should have got something from them in writing before I put the logo on the video, and I think that was a mistake that I made.
No, because I talked, like I said, and Jackie, I'm glad you brought that up because I took Balaji off the entire email because he doesn't need to be involved. But I didn't know who to ask because when I first wanted to solicit a group, I asked Balaji, like, is it okay? What's the parameters? He's like, yeah, it's all just whatever you want to do, And I knew he wasn't an employee of BU. Like he said, I'm not an employee of BU. I just, volunteered to keep the discussions going and organize new ones. So again, that's what I was saying. Like when I researched other groups, and that's what I wrote in the first email, and that's what I'm including again. The second one is there has to be some paid employee from Breathe University that is an active moderator. Now, Charles said, there's 5 of us that, keep track of things in there. I'm like, no, I want somebody that's an active moderator. Because Freedom U is Ryan Lee's website. That's one of the ones I'm a member of, and he has a private Facebook. Whether he's the one, because I know he's got an assistant doing some of his posts. Why wouldn't he? But he posts at least 5 times a day. It's his company. He's the face of that company. In the Facebook group, he posts, he responds. The other one that I do is Coffee with Dan, who's another marketer. He posts all the time in there. It's like if you're gonna have a group, you need to have, like, I'm not expecting ET to post all the time, but somebody has to be a regular moderator that's an employee of the company. Yeah.
Yeah. Can I hear Johnny and Jackie's just off the top of their head their thoughts on the situation?
Well, a random question that I have is that I noticed that BU uses a lot of students in there. A lot of snippets of students and whatever in their testimonials and all of this. Do all of these people sign a release form? You see what I'm saying? It's like the other half of, it's like the other half of the coin. But yeah, I think definitely, because even within the Facebook group, people have joined the Facebook group and said, I joined Breathe University, I don't know what to do next. And I suggested, I said, why don't you make a pin post because there's a post in there somewhere, I think Balaji put it together, that says, blah, blah, blah. Why don't you make that the pin post so that every time, as soon as somebody pops in the group, they see that at the very top and they know this is what we need to do. It's just a pattern that there's some things that I'm sure they're working on it, but there's some things from the operations side that need to be tightened up.
Yeah.
That's 120, right? That's a sweet 120 because what should be is that at the top of the page should be welcome your next step, which direction to go in and what to do, because as I've said to Rudy about I don't know maybe about 20 times I've said I need a map. I need a map. This is ridiculous. I don't know who's where doing what. Look, I don't even know who this whatever. I can't even pronounce his name. I don't know who he is. I don't know what he looks like. You know, I don't know if he's human or not. Male, female, probably male. I don't know. I don't even know who this is.
I'm gonna stop you there. You gotta know who he is. You see the video. You see videos of him.
Have I?
Anyways.
No, I don't know who this guy is. Who is
really?
it? Who is
It's
it?
funny. You ever heard him on the mastermind calls?
Sorry?
I haven't seen him do a video lately, actually.
Oh no, I did the one that always comes up. He's in front of a gym and he talks about what break the chain is, what don't break the chain is.
He
Anyways,
doesn't care about don't break the chain.
all right, here's my 2 cents. You know, I just found it interesting. I mean, I feel your exact same sentiments. You know, because the beauty of the BU group is that it is crowdsourced. Basically, is that we're all bringing the content to it with the support and everyone engaging with everyone. And so that's what I thought this was. On the other hand, and I thought it is what it is. On the other hand, I know I have heard ET say like I heard when he did a conference on the 5 Links conference, he said, "Hey, don't record me because you're gonna post it on there, and then someone's gonna look at it and be like, oh, this ET guy ain't that sweet because some girl posted a crappy video and they think it's coming from him." Not saying that what we're doing is not, but is anyway, we think negatively of it, but it's kind of like I understand that they need to control anything with their name on it.
Yeah, they must be losing so much revenue from people just ripping stuff off.
But listen. The only reason I know who ET is because of a mix that a guy named Mateusz M on YouTube did that I heard like 3 years ago. Otherwise, if I didn't hear that mix of his music, and I know he put some Les Brown in there, some Sylvester Stallone and E.T., I would have never, if that wasn't like bootleg, I would have never heard of E.T.
See, that's my question too, because when I do my training highlight videos, most of the time I'll put a track of ET on it. So am I not allowed to do that either? Like what are the policies? That's all I wanted to know. What are the policies?
And what about the little mantra things, the little lesson things? It's got the Breathe University logo. I put that at the top.
That's what I was thinking.
Am I supposed to take them down now as well? I mean, where's it going to end?
Right.
Yeah.
But so, I remember what Johnny said, and that makes sense because the organization is so focused on video, and I think they're really like if it's video, it needs to be something we produce or something like that. And I remember him saying that on that recording.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'll probably reword it a little stronger, more distinctly in the response. I'll ask certain questions. Can we wear T-shirts? Do you want us to wear T-shirts? As far as my using the tracks, and that's not a BU property. That's an ETA thing. That's what he said. So it's anything that ET does is an ETA, within his corporation. Can I still use tracks on my highlight videos? Like what do they consider viral and good, and what do they not? Like they have to spell it out, and they don't have to threaten. They can just say it, So that's what I'm going to put as far as the response. And I want a paid person to come on and do a video explaining what's going on. If they don't, I feel that there's a lot of disorganization, and it's. I was just telling, I was venting to Johnny, Johnny, I think he didn't even respond. He's like, whoa, Rudy's on fire.
No, it was good. I haven't had time. It was really good. I appreciate you doing that because of the question I had asked you, and I was looking for immediate response. But thanks. That was good. I agree 100%.
Yeah, what I told Johnny is like, I've really pulled back on how much I participate because it's a lot of backslapping. The content isn't like there's like I was telling John, like I want to listen to ET and I want to listen to CJ and everything else. It's a fan page. I want to hear more people doing actual stuff aside from working out. You know, Miguel Brown, like he's producing, like he's really showing his, you know, his thing, marriage thing that he does and all that stuff. Like he's doing stuff that's really impressive, and I'd like to see more of that. But I'd like to see somebody, if not ET himself, come out and say, "Hey, you know, I only run like 4 or 5 days a week. That's the only thing I do to work out because I'm doing other things. I want to hear other things other than working out. You guys are doing on the on the Facebook page. Let me hear about how you're treating your wife. Let me tell you, I want to hear about your studies. I want to hear about those things. It's just I don't go on the site nearly as much now because it's all about the workouts, and that's the thing I was talking with Graham from the very beginning. And if that's the case, like it is what it is. I'm not asking to change it. I just want some clarification so that I'm not wasting my time expecting something that's never going to happen.
Yeah, for me, there's a question about who's going to drive things forward because it's odd because me and Rudy had this conversation on what was Tuesday evening for me, which is probably about lunchtime on I don't know what day, Tuesday probably for you, that we had this conversation about like taking steps forward and positive ways to do things, and the very next thing I do is get this letter, and I'm thinking, ooh, that's kind of I'm thinking like, oh, what can I do next to help? And bang! Oh, okay. I'll just lie on the ground knocked out for a while, shall I? So yeah, most Facebook pages have a list of rules. Nothing wrong with that. Just a list of what we accept, what we don't accept, good behavior, bad behavior. I don't like lists of rules personally, but it seems to help and be practical. So there we go. So that would be useful. And I was talking on Tuesday about just for me, it's tidying things up. The things that I post to the Facebook page are things that I would post to my own page in order to keep a record of things, so that I kind of know a little bit about something. Like we were chatting last week about about the music and what's available and what's not available, and what albums exist and what albums don't exist, and are there preaching tapes or are there not preaching tapes about what ET is doing. And then through information that I got from people, I did a little bit of research on the internet and found, okay, so there are other albums, there are things available, and I collected together what I could find of the album covers and then put them on the page because I wanted people to know, hey,
that's what I wanted. Yeah, exactly. You're going out of your way. What I saw with some of the articles I read, there's, as far as moderation, sometimes people do this. They say, I'm going to be available on Tuesdays from 4 to 6. I will be monitoring the Facebook group. If anybody has any questions, I'm dedicating those 2 hours to having any discussions anybody wants. So they know, like, if they have any questions, they can go on Tuesdays from 4 to 6 and ask them. And I think that would be a good idea, to have Charles or Lashana or whoever else wants to, at least one of them once a week, be available at least for an hour or two, in between work time and evening time when most people are available, so that they can just have questions answered. They can go and know on Tuesday I'm going to have these questions answered. I mean, I'll probably put that in the email as well, just so we know, like, when we don't know things, we know that we can do that.
Well,
and I really think that step one, they need to have one person to be the point person for that group. One employee, even if that person doesn't know an answer and they have to run it down, but they need to, it can't be like, ask any of these 7 people. I don't think that's that's effective at all.
Yeah, I didn't like that in the email either.
They,
So
they, they, they need someone available constantly for Q&A, right? They need someone sitting at their computer with their Skype on who can do, okay, you got a question and answer. I'll give you 5 minutes. I'll set a timer on it. Okay, you got 5 minutes. Ask me what you want. Find out what, and have that open channel for people to go there and say, do you do this? Can we do this? Can we do that? And have that available for people who
they can't
actually want to take things forward.
they can't say there's not a budget for it. Now what? There's over 600 people on the site. So and what's the minimum is the $19 a month. So what is that? 19 times 600 per month. You know, they can have one dedicated person moderating the site. You know,
11,400.
yeah, a month.
Spot
Yeah.
on.
At least.
So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna add all that into the email. Like I'm, you know, I'm not thinking anybody has an attitude. I just think it wasn't well thought out. And I think Charles is a great guy. I think everybody's great. I love everybody. But you know, yeah, it's like let's just get some policies down and let's get some more accountability from the actual Reed University and just the whole deal. Just so that I say I don't want to waste time. I don't want to waste Graham's time if he's going to be doing these things and then they're going to say, you know, all those things you printed out about, you know, BU, well, you did put the logo on those. You have to destroy them. You know, I don't want that to be the next thing. You know.
Yeah, it's project development, isn't it? They appear. I don't know anything about what's going on. It just seems that they've mushroomed much faster than they expected, and
Yeah.
they uh, they they just need to bring in a few more people to take care of a few loose ends that they've got there. That's it.
Yeah.
It's nothing that can't be fixed with a little bit of care, time, and attention paid to it. And Johnny has slipped away into the ether. That looks like a funeral picture that I can see on the. We're here to remember Johnny as someone
It's a
who.
very nice business picture.
It, it's very professional. Yep.
You didn't really care for what you were saying. He just had to hang up on you.
Oh, that's the way that it goes. I suppose. Anyway, I also want. I think you're right about everything you're saying, Rudy, but I also want to just kind of leave it behind because the reaction that I got from the people in BU was kind of childish, right? And that letter was, in my opinion, kind of not written in the way that an adult should have written their communication. It should have been a query first rather than a threat. and
Yeah.
and I think when something starts like that, you spend a lot of time trying to solve a problem when one of the best things to do is just move on, forget about it, and
Well, I mean, I understand that, but that's what I want to know. It's like, are you going to like be very like, are you basically going to be Apple? Are you going to be very closed system, or are you going to be open source? You know, if you're closed system and we're on the outside, there's no reason for me to invest in doing things if they may you may be asked to dispose of them or delete them in some way. I would rather do things, I would say, if we were to do this over again and that was the case, let's say, Graham, let's go ahead and do this mastermind group, but, it's going to be our group. It's not us as BU students, even though we're fans of that. Let's go ahead and just do this. And it's separate because they don't want us sharing. They don't want us mentioning BU, and so then we know it's like, let's not waste any time. I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste you archiving things that they want you to dispose of, which is what they're telling you to do. And if it's just a logo, you can crop. I mean, I know how to crop the video so that that logo is not there. You know, don't dispose of the videos
Well,
until
the
I can get
videos are stored privately online. They haven't been deleted or anything. I will be I will crop. The only one that I've got in my system that I can crop is the last video that was made last week. I checked and I've got that in the original format, which I can crop. And I was wondering if people wanted their, as I can't put a Breathe University logo on it, do do you and Jackie want your logos somewhere on the video? I don't know if you want them or not, or can I put my logo on it? I it doesn't matter. Who cares? Should I put a picture of Mickey Mouse there? I don't know. Talk to me.
well,
Help
I
me.
mean, I well, we have, yeah, we have two things we could do. If we are going to actively post this on YouTube, if we, I mean, and if we do change the name of our Facebook page, if that's something they don't want us doing either, you know, if people come across us and say, hey, you know, I really like that content, well, then we start to become our own brand. So we can have our different logos on there, or we can have one logo for us, and some people, you know, hope that's what I wanted. I want some other people to, like, you know, hey, you know, I work by myself in my office. I'm kind of introverted. I always thought that was a weakness, but watching you guys discuss things and move ahead with your projects have really inspired me. And I know that now I can take a more active approach online and in different ways. Like it's gonna hopefully touch somebody in a positive way eventually, you know. And so I think that, yeah, we should have a brand. It's like, oh yeah, those four people or whatever, we're R, you know, AAR or whatever, you know, they had some good content last week. I like to listen to them on my way into the office. You know, who knows? You know, it's not my dream to do that, but if it's valuable content for somebody, you know, then great. But yeah, let's go ahead and brand it. You know, if BU doesn't want us to brand it as students of BU, like we are, you know, we are students of BU. Look how awesome we are. If they don't want us showing how awesome we are, we'll just show how awesome we are, just the four of us, if that's what they want, you know. So yeah, let's go ahead and put some kind of branding
There's
down. Why
there,
not?
there's a certain kind of well, let's hear from Jackie. Do you want to chime in on what you think might be important?
I'm in favor of the branding. And the other thing that popped into my head is that there's a position in the description box of YouTube to kind of say, these are the participants and these are their websites. And that's good for, Google Juice and getting traffic to our website. So that may be something, participants, blah, 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 link, blah, 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 link, whatever the case may be, to add to the description part of YouTube. So, because people watch, vlogs all the time. So
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like for our social reputations,
Hmm.
better or worse, I guess sometimes. But I think, yeah, it would definitely add the Google juice, so to speak. Yeah,
Please, can I be in charge of a logo for the group? Please, sir.
sure,
Can I?
sure.
Because
You are
I'm,
it.
I'm all excited about little things like that, and I don't know why. Um, I
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe I didn't have enough freedom as a kid or something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I want to. I want to be able to do something with that. And can we go with? Are we just gonna temporarily go with the to avoid complications? All action, all results name and until such time as we decide on something else.
Why not? Why not? All action, all results. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of says it.
R,
Says
R, mateys. R.
yeah. You could come and join our group.
Hey, there's a play on words.
Yeah, something like that. So, well, that's okay because I think that there's something profoundly positive about branding yourself. And I don't mean getting a hot iron and you know, firing up your skin, right? Uh, but saying I feel like I'm part of a group. I like what the group does. I like to contribute to the group. I think the group's positive, and the group can help people. And there's a symbol or a logo that the group can hang on anything related to the group. And whether or not it goes somewhere or something grows out of it or doesn't, at least we know we kind of started in the right way and went, okay, yeah, that's it.
Well, like I've said before, I think to more than a few people, all of this, like these are things, the video conferencing and everything. This is the first time I'm doing it. This is all education for me when I start to use it for my fitness business. So, yeah, I think all of it's valuable. If it only gives me more education to put something like what I wanted to do I was planning to do that this Thursday. I was going to do a 10-minute interview with Matt Tembley, who is a fitness competitor. He's been posting on BU.
It's the guy with
really
the
really
muscles,
great guy.
right?
Yeah,
He's
he's in shape.
yeah.
But that was going to be my contribution for Fitness Thursdays. I was going to do a 10-minute interview with him, with Rochelle, with all the people that are just fanatical. Amanda, crazy Amanda. I wanted to do that once, on Fitness Thursdays. But if they're going to be honest about logos and this and that, why am I going to put the effort in? I would rather still go ahead and do that, but for my own, website. That's the thing, is I don't want to waste time helping, like volunteering to work for BU if it's not wanted. If it's not wanted, appreciated, whatever. Some people are going to appreciate it, some people aren't. But if it's unwanted, then yeah, I'd rather just put that effort towards our stuff, our stuff and my stuff. So.
Yeah, it's just a thought that's running through my mind. And if they had a logo with a banner at the bottom which was just like unofficial, right? Then anybody could take it and use it as Breathe University unofficial, and people would know that it's people from Breathe University and it's not direct ETA output and content, and people could create, because that's what you want people to build, create, to interact, and you can't interact without being involved in the creative process. So if you begin to block the creative process, then you begin to stop all the potential roads of things that could happen in the future. And it's kind of stupid that one person writes a letter and the potential is like it just blocks a whole bunch of content which just suddenly doesn't appear, which could have led to something. It's wrong.
Exactly. He censored everything we just did, just because.
Mm-hmm.
So
I like that. Oh, I'm sorry. I like that idea of you putting that stuff on your channel, on Rudy's Health and Fitness YouTube channel, like the interviews that you were talking about. I think that's a cool idea. And there was something else I was gonna say, but old brain, I can't remember. Oh well.
So yeah, I just want to get a definition of the policies, and if it's something that they're gonna not really commit to or commit a full-time moderator, then we know. It's like, okay, well, I'm only going to invest the time that I know is valuable here. And that's what I told Johnny yesterday. I'm like, I think it's that 80-20 rule, where when I first joined, I was getting 80% of the time I was getting a lot of motivation, and 20% I was just getting to know people and have it be social and all that. Now it's reversed. It's 80% of it is just a lot of socializing, and 20%, I mean, including all of you, 20% of the time I'm actually getting something of value to improve myself in some way. The other 80% is just liking things. Hey, good for you, good for you, good for you, which is fine. So I told Johnny I've kind of moved on. Like, I've moved on to these other groups that are more business oriented and not so social. And I love all the people in BU. It's like I right now I see them as family. It's like you know, I want to lead my fitness team, and I do like to hear about what everybody's doing. But I'm approaching it the exact opposite now, as family, not business. Not really that much self improvement either. I'm still getting something out of it, but I'm moving on because it's just a lot of socializing, I think, and that's fine for what it is. You know, I care about a lot of these people. Like Alfonso's, I think's become a good friend to me as well. So, Jackie.
Sorry, I have to unmute myself. The Don't they have something within BU though that's for business people? That's like the 99 or the higher level. I shouldn't mention the pricing, but the because I'm at the entry level membership. So don't they have something where they have like business builder calls and things like that? That may also be part of this kerfuffle. You know, that they already have something going on
Well,
that has to do with business.
when I joined, I went all in. Like I paid the
Oh,
$200 a month, and I was on the calls. I was listening, and again, let's, you know, I don't want to speak for Johnny, but that's what he was listening to. He's like, you know, everybody's just talking kind of over themselves, and there's no real theme to talk out a real resource. You know, because he like kind of like he was wasting his time listening to the last call, I guess. And I said that's why I downgraded. I downgraded from 200 down to the $19 because I was listening, and again, it was really nice to hear these people talk about what they're doing, but after a while, it wasn't anything constructive, and it was like I'm paying $200 to listen to a bunch of people talk about themselves and not really engage in adding, adding insight to other people's stuff, or like that's why I wanted to really write down an agenda for us. It's like I want to know what you guys are doing. And then with Jackie said she didn't have a lot to talk about, but I had a lot of questions for her. Like, well, what was your whole vetting process? That whole deal. I want to know about what's going on with all of you, and with the calls and things like that. Like, it's nice because ET gets on, and he's on at least one of the calls a week. And he's listening, and he'll add a few things here and there, but there's it's like digging for gold. It's like you have to do a lot of work, to get those diamonds, I guess, too. And I just like, okay, well, I would rather listen to Raise the Bar for the 20th time than listen to a mastermind call. I get more out of it still. So all that stuff. And then actually something that I was very disappointed about, and I don't know if they had done it or not. They said they were going to do a series on producing viral videos, the ones that Carl does, for Thank God It's Mondays. And he still hasn't done it. And I've chatted with him personally on Facebook chat a couple of times. I'm like, I will just pay for what you have. You don't have to produce it. Like, just you send me something, because I really want to learn how you're doing your process. He's like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to get it all out and have it proper. As far as I know, it's still not out. So I was like, and they advertised that as far as that level of membership, it was never there. So I was paying for something that actually wasn't produced. So I didn't complain about that. I just said, well, okay, I got out what I got out of it, and it's when I found out that you'd still be included in the Facebook group for $19.99 or whatever. That's when I downgraded, because I had already looked at all the other stuff that was in the $200 level. So.
Can I ask Jackie a question? Can I ask you, Jackie, how you got into the group and ET and everything? What's the backstory there?
I think I came across that Succeed as Hard as You Want to Breathe video.
Okay.
And then I started listening to him, and I love listening to him because he gets me pumped up. And there's certain ones that are my favorites that I listen to like every morning and stuff like that. And then, I kept hearing talked about Breathe University, but I wasn't really interested. And then there was one of the podcasts, I think, where CJ was talking about Eric helps kids go overseas or something like that. Or there was something they were talking about, like Eric makes the conferences, that money goes to support his team. Or there was something I heard that I was like, oh, this is really awesome. I want to be part of this, part of this community. So I didn't really join, even thinking about the different packages. I was just like, well, let me just join at the entry level. Let me try to support, some of the work that he's doing. And I know you guys are into fitness, but for me, the $20, the fitness has been important because just being part of a team to get me out there exercising, because I was really struggling with that. So, but I didn't know any of that stuff was available when I joined. I just was like, well, okay, I'll pay $20 a month just to, support this guy and what he's doing with the kids and stuff like that. And so that was it.
Wow. Because I'm always curious what has drawn people together. Because if you asked, if somebody said to me 2 months ago I would be doing this now,
Mm-hmm.
I would have said, well, did you hit your head, right? Did you fall off your horse or something? Because I really didn't think that I'd be in this situation at this point in time, especially communicating with people through Skype, halfway across the world about things that are important to all of us. And I think it's a pretty fascinating nexus to be experiencing.
Yeah, Jackie.
And one of the benefits of this specific group is now I've gotten over my fear of video. I actually did a Skype session with someone yesterday where I was training them in Excel, and we were doing the screen share and all of that. So I was like, wow, that's a hurdle. So yeah.
Yeah. No, that's like I said, for me too. It's gonna help me with my business as far as knowing how to produce. I've like I said, I'm very introverted, but I'm not shy. Like they're not the same things. So I just wanted to get that technology out there. So I get no juice from talking to big crowds. It brings me down. I would rather, even if I knew there were 1 million people on this watching us, I'd be fine. So it's again, it's like all this is helping me with my business, all the tech and the practice and the video and being more comfortable and the whole deal. So, and I just wish they could see that and be you and we brought these people together. They share similar core values that we inspire. Let's pat them on the back instead of telling them to take down your videos.
Yeah, it's all we kind of did was follow the basic message, and I think got wrapped on the knuckles for it. So it's kind of funny. I mean, my perspective on basic problems is it going to matter in 5 years, right? Are you going to care in 5 years? Are you going to remember in 5 years? Are you still going to be thinking about it in 5 years? Because if not, it doesn't mean anything.
Well, it's like I said, because I know you were ready to move on, and I'm like, I get it. I said, but that's, as entrepreneurs, that's our thing. That's the strength of our fixed mindset, is we can do it without you. I can do this without you, and you. I can do it over there with somebody else. That's our strength. We have confidence that it's amazing because it's so easy for us. We have confidence in ourselves that a lot of people that work for corporations their whole life don't have. It's like they have to get that steady paycheck. They're married to that company. It's like we know we can produce no matter what. So we're okay. Like I've walked away from places. I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what I'm going to do next. Hopefully some of my clients will follow me, which always worked out. But this time it's like, okay, well, let me have a growth mindset. Let's explore. Let me communicate with Charles. Let's see if they can actually do these things that I need them to do. And then I will continue to hopefully enrich the resources of BU, and hopefully all of us follow suit with that. But if they don't, then hey, I try to meet you not halfway. I need to meet you the whole way, because you just need to be more organized. And if you're not, and you're going to censor us, then yeah, I'd rather just I'd rather just go ahead and go do something else, because I'm good at that. I'm totally confident, you know, and I don't want it to be confrontational. It's fine. It's how they want to run it. Is how they want to run it.
It's ass backwards because ET's motivating everyone to get up and go, and we're get up and going and doing it, and being told we can't. Right? ET's like, get up, go, come on, get up, get out, get up, get out, go do
Exactly.
something, and we get up, go out, and go do something, and then they say, oh no, you can't.
Yeah.
What the hell is that? Right? What the hell is that?
Jackie, I have one question for you. Um, how this has been my thing. Like, you haven't been on these discussions yet. Uh, how many times do you work out a week?
Right
Muted.
now I'm muted myself. Right now I'm doing 6.
Were you always doing 6 before you started?
No, I was not. I was not doing 6 before I started. And the thing is, for me, saying 3 days a week doesn't work because I'll just say, I'll just keep avoiding it. So if I know I have to do something every day, then it just becomes part of my routine. So that's why. But I don't really do hard exercise every single day. Every day I do a 20-minute walk. That's my minimum. So it's not anything really really strenuous. But yeah, I try. I'm consistent 6 days a week now.
Okay. And you feel like you're going to continue that?
I
That's
hope
really
I physically I can because I don't tax myself every day. But I know a lot of times I'm working out because I get to post it in our we have a little private group to say,
yeah.
post your daily workouts. And my team, a lot of my people in my team don't do a lot of exercise. So really, if I fall off, our average might be like 3, because there are a lot of people who may do one a week or something like that. So that's I kind of do it for myself, but also do it because we have that whole team thing going on.
Yeah. I mean, that's and that's another issue. That's a whole other different issue. I just, I do this for a living. I've done it for almost 25 years. I work with average people. Uh, to have them go from not working out to 6 or 7 days a week, I think sends the wrong message. Like, if you're just walking and that's good, that's realistic. I like that. Um, I've just had a whole issue with the whole challenge from the beginning. I was just trying to get your opinion of it. I've always told my group, if there's some of us that are going to do 6 or 7, and there's some of us who get caught up in life or have issues and challenges, and they're only going to do 1 or 2 or 3 a week. And that's what I told the group. I said, if we average 3.5 workouts a week forever, I said, I don't care about the challenge. Like, if you guys want to stick with me for the rest of your lives, I'm here. It's like, if we average 3.5 workouts as a group, we are winners. We win every week. And I don't know if your leaders told you or not, but yeah, there's been a lot of people that burnt out on this round 2. That's why the results haven't. He just released the results of week 1 and week 2 yesterday, because people were waiting for people.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't have to wait for any of my people. Everybody was there. And it's because they don't have this huge expectation of, oh, well, I didn't get 7. Everybody's doing 7, but me. I don't want to work. The team's gonna lose, and we're gonna come in 10th place. I think that's too much for people. If it works that you're 6, because my new leader, Lindsay, she's 6, sometimes 7, and that's her personality. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm going to depend on you now to do that, because some of the other guys, it's tough for them. And she's like, yeah, and I'm not going to put that pressure on the other people. It's like, because I want us to meet in the middle, 3.5. Because that's realistic, and that's healthy. So thank you for sharing your experience.
And then I wanted to say that the first thing our captain told us, our captain is Romel, and she was like, you need to stretch. We can't have you getting hurt. And she said, do what you can. She's not one of the captains who's trying to get everybody to do 7 a day. She's like, she was definitely like, do what's comfortable for you, and make sure you stretch, and make sure you have rest days, because she gets on us about that. So yeah, definitely you and her are kind of like in the same mindset, because I've seen people say, oh, I want to belong to a group, and then I've seen some captains ask them, well, how often do you work out? And they say 4, and the captain says, well, can you bump it up to 7? And they say, yeah, and they say, okay, now you can be on my team. But Romel has not been. I can't say I've seen people. I saw one instance of that, but Romel is not like that.
Well, actually, to let you know, Romel was the first person I talked to. She was the first friend I made on the site, and we have a fitness professional accountability group. It was me. We started, me, her, and Colin out in Ireland, and we've added a few people to it. We don't use it that much, but yeah, I mean, she's a doctor of sports psychology. She never says that, you know. I'm like, you're a doctor. You should go out there and just say, hey, people, you know, this is how it is. You know, I'm a professional. I do this for a living, and I'm a doctor of sports psychology. She has the clout, and she's just very humble, and she's busy with her football team, so more power to her, you know. But her, I listen to. If I have any professional issues or anything, she's the first one I go to. She's a real great person. So you got a good captain there.
That was the F word.
Hmm?
We were talking about the F word. You're not like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, the F word. Yeah, I told Graham, I don't like, he's heard me vent about this fitness. I don't know if you were around when I was posting those, because everybody puts their Fitbit or console pictures up, and I started putting up pictures of my day on a pie chart. Like, this is how much I studied, this is how much I worked, you know, just to show, like, there's other things you can put up, you know. So, you know, it's like fitness. Like I showed my wife one time, look, fitness post, fitness post, fitness post, fitness post. Koa talking about going to college. Great. Fitness post, fitness post, fitness post. You know, somebody went out to, took their wife out to dinner. That's great. Fitness post, fitness post. Like, oh, God, you know. So, I get it. I know. It's all positive. It is what it is, you know.
It is. That's true. Any other things going on roundabout that anybody needs to talk about? Anything happening in the background? Anybody need any advice about anything?
Yeah. So Jackie, sorry to interrupt, Graham. Now that you're visible, like I've said, if we have time, I usually talk to one or the other of these guys on Tuesdays. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm available. If you need to bounce anything off anybody, you can always, or just practice some Skype, get out of your head for a few minutes. I'm around. You know, Graham's usually around. Johnny's, you know, takes a break. I know it's hard. Like he tries not to get on the Facebook group, but then I see him posting. So, you know, we're all around, so don't be a stranger on the other days, you know.
Definitely, I will not be. Yeah. Definitely.
But yeah, this is a good session. We went for about 2 hours, an hour off topic, an hour on topic, so I think we're good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, gentlemen.
No, thank you for finding the time to get things straightened out and sorted out and all cameraed up, and it's super sweet. And I will write up some notes. They'll be posted over the next couple of days. I will I'll put the video up without the Breathe University logo on it, and keep those.
Well, yeah, let's go ahead and make a plan. Let's do a dedicated YouTube channel if you want, and a logo, and let's just start putting up our regular thing. So, you know, what it may help us in the long run is we all may want to talk to somebody. Like, we have a small group. If you can go on our YouTube channel, you see we've been doing this now for 6 months or whatever. Would you be open to coming on and do a Q&A with us, and it'll give us clout as far as maybe getting some more resources in for us, for specific things.
The tiny little quick question, which is probably not going to be quick. Johnny's module. What the hell is going on?
Well, he gave us like a mandatory, like we must do this, but I don't think he's been like cracking the whip on us, so I don't know.
Well, he was last week. He was like, "What do you mean, guys? You didn't do it. I set you a deadline, and we didn't know anything about a deadline." So I made the big graphic and stuck it on the page and said, "Deadline. Here's Johnny's instructions," and I'm the only person who's done it.
I didn't see that. I don't know what you're talking about.
I saw it. I saw it, but I'm gonna try to get to it. I don't know if I am going to, I don't know if I am going to participate in the vision part of this, but I am going to make an attempt to get to it over the weekend, because I think, it was in depth. It's something that I need to do, but I don't know if I need to do it right now. If I have the time to do it right now, that's my issue.
Well, what I'd like to do is go back to a format. If we are moving along in our projects and we only need to spend, say, 5 minutes each on them, then yeah, I want to do what we did at the beginning, like talk about some books, talk about some concepts, growth mindset.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of. I feel like it's missing each person bringing something in that everyone can use each week. I feel that we missed that.
Maybe that's what I will do. We'll say, next week, Jackie, tell us what book you would recommend and why to us, as entrepreneurs.
Or can we maybe sort of keep it open and say, like, can you share with us something rather than say keeping it like specific, like a book or something? Can you share with us something that
software,
you've done?
apps,
something you've done, something
anything,
you've seen, something you've used, something that's happened.
Something outside of our specific projects. I think that's a good idea.
Or something you've noticed that works for you, or I don't know, just anything that's pointed people in the right direction. Anything that anybody can share that other people might be able to pick up and run with or use, or can help them in any way. Because I missed that in today's session. What we did was good, but I missed that. There's kind of an excitement of, I wonder what other people are going to bring to the table that I haven't discovered yet.
Oh yeah, I got plenty. So like even that software, anybody could use that for their business. So I want to really get it set up, and then if people want to go through a tutorial, I'll do a whole hour tutorial on setting it up if anybody wants to look in on that. So I'm excited about it. Like, it's fine, like a very streamlined thing. Like, I don't have to think so much. It's just what's the next step, and it's all in one thing. And I get you, Jackie. Like, yeah, you don't want to dedicate everything to one thing as far as Facebook, but it's definitely, for me at least right now, I think it's a real good lead generator. So.
Okay, final closing comments, final thoughts, guys. Anything?
I think we got our venting out. Like I said, let's just wait. I will send I'll repost it to you guys first before I send the email back to him later today, and we'll just see. Like I said, we're doing well. We all love Eric Thomas. We have our issues with BU, and hopefully it all gets sorted out, and we can contribute some valuable resources to our fellow BU students. So we'll see how it goes. Okay.
There we go.
Jackie,
Yes.
Last comment. She's done. She's done.
I think we're all done. I'm cooked as well. Yeah.
All right. I'll put that in later so you guys know before I send it off. All right.
Okay. Take it easy. Remember, champions think different. Take it away.
Yes. Okay.
Speak to you soon. Time to run down the call.